Nobody really warns you about this part. They tell you how to start a YouTube channel, they tell you what camera to buy, they even tell you how often to post, how to optimize titles, how to stay consistent, how to beat the algorithm. But they don't talk about the middle. They don't talk about what it feels like to keep showing up, to keep uploading, creating, learning, and improving, all while still feeling invisible, especially if you're an artist or a creative or a small business owner like I am. YouTube is not just a hobby. It's not just content. It's tied to our identity, our confidence, and our belief that maybe eventually this could work for us and help us grow our brand and our businesses. So today, I want to talk about the hardest part of growing on YouTube that nobody really prepares you for. And it's not the algorithm, it's not the tech, it's not even consistency. It's the emotional part, the long stretch where you're doing everything right, but the results aren't here yet. When you first start a YouTube channel, there's usually so much excitement. You have ideas, you have the motivation, you imagine the end results, more views, comments, community, sales, the financial freedom to do what you want and work wherever you want. This phase is exciting, and when people talk about YouTube growth online, they usually only show these moments, the beginning and the success story. They show that I posted my first video, I grew to 100k subscribers, I'm finally monetized on YouTube. They show those, but people don't generally talk about the days, months, even years in between. This part, this middle, is where most people quit, and is where I was stuck, is where I have been for years, and I'm just now getting to the point where I am hopeful about moving past it for myself. Most people quit during this phase not because they were lazy or because they were untalented, but because it is difficult to be here. There's no results that you can tangibly see. There's no comments, there's no engagement, and that can feel like a failure. The silent work phase is a phase of YouTube growth where you are working harder than ever, but externally, it looks like nothing is happening. You are improving and trying new formats to see what works for you. And your views, they might still look incredibly underwhelming. This is the phase where you might just stop telling people that you're uploading. You might hesitate to share links. You might second guess your ideas. And you wonder if you missed your chance. If you're a small business owner like I am, this stage hits even harder because you're thinking, is this actually helping or hurting my business? Am I wasting my time that can go elsewhere that I might be able to spend working on products or working on my packaging? Should I be focused on something else instead? And this is where the doubt gets personal. Here's where it really starts messing with you. You don't just doubt the platform, you start doubting yourself. You start doubting your voice, your ideas, your niche, or your personality. You could be thinking, is it me? You start comparing yourself to other creators in your space. They might be growing faster, they might be getting more comments. Their videos might seem to pop off effortlessly, and suddenly it feels personal, especially as an artist, because your work is personal. You're not just uploading content, you're putting your creativity, your thoughts, and your experience out there. And when this doesn't land the way that you hope, it can feel like a heavy rejection that can lead to a dangerous thought loop pattern where you might be saying, if I were better, this would work. If I were more confident, this would work. If I were more polished, more likable, more consistent, you get into a spiral of comparison. But here's the truth most people do not say out loud. YouTube growth is delayed feedback, sometimes by months, sometimes by years. Your current effort is not reflected by your current numbers. Delayed feedback does not mean failure, but that disconnection is so brutal because we're wired to expect cause and effect. That's just how the world works, right? Work equals result. But YouTube often looks like this instead. Work, more work, just silence from the algorithm, silence from the platform, and then boom, your channel grows. They finally figured out your niche. YouTube has finally figured out where to place you and who to show your videos to. And then you get the momentum that you wanted. It can take forever. And I have been working on YouTube on this channel on and off for about 4 years now. I'm rededicating myself to it and being consistent again for the first time in over a year. But this feeling is hard, and I completely get it, and I completely understand why you might want to quit like I did. But I would suggest, please don't. Please stick this out. If it is something that you are truly passionate about, if it is something that you feel in your bones that this is what you need to do, keep going with it. So why this phase hits creatives harder? This middle stage hits artists and creatives especially hard because we already ask too many questions of ourselves. We already might struggle with perfectionism, with burnout, with feeling behind, or feeling unseen with our art and with our practice. And when YouTube becomes another place where you feel invisible, it can make you just want to disappear from the platform altogether, to stop posting, to stop trying, and to just wait until you feel more confident or more ready. But confidence does not come before growth. It comes from going through the hard parts and from leaning into your discomfort. And it comes from surviving this critical stage. So here is the mindset shift that actually helps during this stage. To keep going when you don't know where to go from here with your channel. You need to stop treating YouTube like it's a performance and start treating it like it's a body of work. Instead of asking, how did this video do, to every single thing you post, ask yourself, what did this video teach me? What skill did I improve? What did I communicate more clearly this time? Every upload becomes a brick that you are laying in the YouTube algorithm, and it becomes a part of your portfolio, not a final verdict. A collection, a portfolio of content that you are growing and building and improving on is what is going to help you in the long run with growing your channel. And what does success look like during this phase? When you are in this dip, success might look boring. It could look like showing up when motivation is low, posting even when the views are not there yet, learning instead of spiraling in your thoughts, and letting yourself be a beginner way longer than you anticipated. Being consistent during this stage is success and helps you build momentum. No one claps for you. Unless you have some very loyal supporters, some very loyal family members or friends. Generally speaking, people don't clap for you during this stage. They might even think you're weird. They may not even see your vision yet. But this is where the real creators are made. This is where they keep showing up. So if you're here right now, if you're watching this and you are in that quiet, slow, dreadful phase that I am in right now, where you're trying and you're learning and you're growing and it just has not hit yet, hear this clearly. You are not behind, you are not failing, and you are not wasting your time. You're building something that just doesn't show immediately. And that's not a flaw. That is the process. So the hardest part of growing on YouTube is not starting, it's actually staying in the game. It's staying when it's quiet, staying when it's uncomfortable, and staying when no one is validating your effort yet. Staying is the work. Staying is the practice. If you are an artist, a creator, or a small business owner trying to build something meaningful, this stage is not a sign for you to quit, okay? It's not a sign for us to give up. It's a sign that we are closer than we think. And if this video resonated with you, you're not alone. I'm here as well, and we can grow together. And remember that there is more of us in this middle than you realize. So if you're here, you can drop a comment. Let me know what your channel is about, what your art is about, what your business is about. And we can all find each other in the comments and support and make a little supportive community here. So if you want more honest conversations about creativity, growing slowly, and building something sustainable as an artist and a business owner, you are in the right place. So you can subscribe and comment if you're in this middle phase too. I will see you in my next video. Keep going, keep creating. We've got this.